Hey guys, welcome to the Chad Prather Show. I'm tickled. You guys ever get in? Why does your algorithm torture you? Like, you ever wake up in the middle of the night and you get on Instagram or whatever, you watch like TikTok and you get in a reel and suddenly it takes you down a rabbit hole of stupidity and silliness? That was me between 1:30 and 3:30 this morning, and I may show you some of those reels later on. I was laughing so hard in the middle of the night that my pillow was wet with my tears. And I'm not a crier. I'm a crier, but not when I laugh. I was dying at some of this stuff. Maybe we'll get a chance to show you some things. Hey, everybody in the chat. Welcome to the Chad Prather Show. It is Thursday afternoon. We are heading into the weekend. I'll be traveling this week, but no shows or anything like that. I'll be in Springfield, Missouri, though. Next weekend, 3 nights, 5 shows. We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. So get your tickets at watchchad.com. That's where all the fun stuff is. I'd love to see you come out. That's our Gulf of America tour, Right Side of Comedy with me and Jesse Payton. And click like, click share, click subscribe. Always go to where the podcasts are offered on Apple Podcast and be sure to listen, like, and review, rate, and review it. We appreciate all these things that we commit you to do every single day. This is gonna be a fun show. We're gonna expose a little more hypocrisy, some things that you just need to be made aware of. And let me just say that I am one of the most blessed men in the world to have the opportunity to get on here every day and spend my time with you guys, great patriots, free thinkers, critical thinkers, people with common sense. You refresh my soul and you bless me. So please engage in the chat. Talk about what we're talking about, and we will get to some super chats at the end. And, they got this rule about $5. We'll read your super chat. We like money. It helps pay the bills around here, so I don't care what you put in there. We'll probably end up reading it. I want to remind you guys of a little clip that's making its rounds that makes everybody want to kind of vomit a little bit. You've seen it. I want to show it to you again, and then I want to make some comments about it. Texas has a Democrat congresswoman by the name of Jasmine Crockett. At this point, she is desperately in a race to see who is the dumbest member of Congress. She's right up there, and she released this little video just the other day to Kendrick Lamar's, I guess it's They Not Like Us. Go ahead and play the clip.
I'm going to get it on the floor. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Here she goes.
Really about to do it? Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. They get on it like that. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck.
Okay. In the halls of Congress with her tongue out. Yeah, she clubbing. Yeah. That's your taxpayer dollars right there, paying her salary. Good job, Dallas. Let me talk to you guys a little bit for a minute about Jasmine Crockett. Let me tell you what you guys may not know. She wants you to believe that she's straight out of the hood, okay? She wants you to believe that she's the star of her own little gritty street drama, but I want you to hold on for a second. There's a plot twist. When it comes to Jasmine Crockett, the actual truth is she's more like a character from a high-budget rom-com set in a pristine suburban neighborhood. Let's call it Fresh Princess of Dallas. She attended an elite private day school where the tuition cost nearly $35,000 per year. She ain't from the streets, y'all. This institution, known for very privileged clientele, and it provided her with the level of education and resources that many in lower-income neighborhoods that she's trying to relate to could only dream of. So I want you to picture little Jasmine, fresh out of her exclusive day school, rolling up to the playground in designer sneakers, ready to take on the world. Meanwhile, kids in the neighborhood are trying to figure out how to navigate the complexities of the ice cream truck schedule. She didn't have the struggle, folks. And then she went over to Rhodes College. Let me tell you what the tuition at Rhodes College is. Any guesses? It's $55,000 a year. Oh, little Jasmine was getting educated. I mean, at $55,000 a year, I half expect her to show up in class in a ball gown, sipping Dom Perignon while discussing Shakespeare and the finer points of avocado toast. But somewhere along the way, she traded her glass slippers for Ebonics. So let's be real. Jasmine is cosplaying a gangsta like she's auditioning for a reality show called Real Politicians of Privilege. Now, we can just imagine her strolling into a meeting wearing a hoodie and an oversized sunglasses while her assistant carries her $500 designer bag filled with organic snacks, rolling in to represent the streets with the mocha latte and the stock portfolio. So when she TikToks to they not like us, the fact is clear. No. She ain't nothing like us. Sure, she wants to connect with the everyday folk, but it's hard to take her seriously when she's dropping terms like keeping it real right after she just finished a yoga class at the exclusive country club. I'm just like us. They not, I'm just like, no, you're not like, no, whatever the words are. Yeah, just call your private chauffeur that waits outside with the luxury SUV. And I'll just remind you guys, while Jasmine Crockett might want us to think that she's living the hood life, you can't help but chuckle at the delightful irony here. I mean, such a soap opera where the lead character insists they're from the streets, yet has an undeniable net worth of $9 million. Somebody tell me how that happens. But hey, maybe that's the new political strategy. Bring the bling, but keep the street cred, preferably from a gated community. When she got out of Rhodes College, for those of you who don't know, when she got out of Rhodes College, she wanted to be an anesthesiologist. And she said there was so much discrimination and hate against her that she actually had to enlist the Johnny Cochran, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit, Johnny Cochran law firm. Only problem is when they investigated all of her claims, they never found any race hate or anything of persecution, and she never had any affiliation or use of the Cochran law firm. So she's a liar. That's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you, first of all, before we get started, about our friends over at Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless provider out there. I just had gotten myself a new cell phone. PatriotMobile.com/Chad. Call them up at 972-PATRIOT. Talk to the 100% U.S.-based customer service team. And they'll help you out. You need a new phone, need a new number, need to switch all your stuff over, need to switch family over. They got a cell package that will fit your family's budget, I guarantee you. And if you use promo code Chad, you get the first month free. If you're military, veteran, active duty, first responder, they'll give you a free activation if you tell them I sent you. But check them out. They don't spend your money when you pay your cell phone bill on leftist progressive causes. In fact, they believe in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. They believe in your right to free speech and the right to life, your right to bear arms. They support that. So if you believe in the economy that is parallel, these are global leaders, in my opinion. I think they are, man. They are taking over the nation, and they use the same cell towers that the big three use, so you don't have to worry about spotty or dropped coverage. So check them out. PatriotMobile.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. All right, let's bring him on. This guy right here. He. What you see is exactly what you get. Most laid back cat I know. Everybody, put your hands together for Party Foul Steve. Yeah, there he is. Come on in.
We like him. Hey, on that whole Crockett deal, yeah, she threw everything in there except the N-word. I mean, and then that would have made her real.
Yeah. Well, every time she does a dadgum interview, she got to drop those F-bombs. Which again, I just think is unbecoming. And I've called Dan Crenshaw out for the same thing. It's not like, I mean, I got a mouth, okay? I got a mouth on me. Certain things don't offend me. But Steve, when you're a duly elected member of Congress, I got a little bit of an issue with that. You know what I mean?
There's a time and place for everything, and that's not the time or the place. Because I have a pretty foul mouth.
Foul
mouth. Most of the time, except when I'm on here, and of course my late mother. I didn't, say bad words in front of her.
And now you know what? Now you got your surrogate, my mother. She'll get on you too.
Yes.
And you're always worried that she's gonna stop praying for you. That's the deal.
I know.
Party foul.
Hey, you still got to give me her address so I can send her Trump bubble.
I got to send her a Trump
I'm getting in trouble
bobblehead,
for something that I can't control.
I know. Well, that's how it goes.
It's all your fault.
It is. Everything's my fault. Before we get deep into the conversation, let's bring on the girl who is the host of On the Subject every night here on the Dear America Media Network, DAMN. Megan Boo 32, Megan Duthu, everybody.
Hello.
You were what at the you were at the gym when I texted you a little while ago and said, "Hey, come on,
I was.
why don't you come on the show?"
I was furiously working out and then furiously putting makeup on.
I am blind as a bat today. You were,
Hey, Megan Boo, for the people that haven't seen your show yet, because I know they're going to go over there and watch it. Tell us a little bit. I know you got some flack about what your show's about or what it's not about. Can you tell us a little bit?
So it's not a 1 hour political commentary show. So the way that I introduce it is that you consume that all day long from your favorite conservative commentators.
Yeah.
And this is like your palate cleanse at night. So things like can get political on the show, but the main focus of it is just to come hang out, unwind your day, talk about entertainment, talk about pop culture, relating whatever is current in the news to something from the past, like movies being so super woke or television being super woke, or moments at like award shows that are super woke, and comparing it to the past and how like that used to not happen.
Yeah.
And then we do like retro rewind where we literally just have fun and talk about nostalgic stuff.
All right.
You
Take it away, Chad. Sorry to take over.
No, you asked the question I was going to ask. I think that's fair, because I wanted people to get to know Megan a little bit more. Her show is just fun. I mean, if you like popular culture, pop culture, Megan is the show to watch. And like, I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to pop culture. Like, everybody's doing that. They not like us. I didn't know that song existed until Kendrick Lamar. Like, I didn't know the song existed while Kendrick Lamar was doing the Super Bowl halftime, because that's just the way it goes. I don't know anything. So I appreciate Megan, and you're fun. You're a lot of fun. And you know what? I got a lot of people that had a lot of compliments for you that messaged me. You did an excellent job for hosting our live stream for the presidential address the other night. So,
well, thank you. I had a lot of fun, and thanks for letting me do that.
No, we had a blast. Well, we took up your time spot, so we figured that we had to do it. I'm trying to get my thing done. I was all on the wrong deal. My chat was down. I'm discombobulated. I've been blind all day. I can't see, because my reading eye, that's the left one. That's the one I see up close with. The contact lens is bad. And if you watched the show this morning, I was, no, nobody cares about my dilemmas. Anyway, let's talk about chickens. We introduced a chick. Let's talk about some chickens, okay? Let's do U.S. is going to spend up to $1 billion to combat bird flu. This is what the USDA secretary says. Party Foul Steve, this story came out a week ago. But basically, they're paying farmers to do what?
They're paying them not to farm, much like they do with your crop farmers that grow crops and they have them plow them under, because for whatever reason they just pay them and they get paid. And I guess it's subsidize. How do you say that word? Subsidize. Anyway, so they're doing the same with they're doing the same with their chickens. They're getting paid to not raise chickens.
So
I want to be a chicken farmer that doesn't have to have chickens and get paid.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty lucrative grift if you can get it, right? Don't do the work. You don't have to go over there and turn over anything and smell like the chicken poop. And chicken houses do stink.
Go outside.
So it's just all the Democrats in Congress.
Yeah, there you go. Like all of our politicians and bureaucrats, they get paid a lot of money not to work. I would love to hear somebody in the chat correct us if we're wrong on that.
And I'm sure I'm wrong somewhere in there.
Well, I don't know, because this is a thing that we've had a discussion about earlier. Stryker Jay's talked about it on his Morning Mumbles about how they're vaccinating chickens. So basically, you're going to get an mRNA if you eat that chicken. I mean, I've already said time and again that they're putting so many chemicals into the food that we eat, and the livestock, not the least of which. I've got a little bit of history, as those of you who know me, with food animal medicine and dealing with this kind of stuff. We're soon going to be welcoming Backyard Butchers onto the show, backyardbutchers.com. And I love these guys who make it a priority to raise meat that it doesn't have all the crap injected into it. And they're doing that with our chickens, and they're, all in the name of public safety. I'll tell you something that I used to say years ago when I was running for office. I said, the Constitution wasn't written to keep you safe. It was written to keep you free. And all of these freedoms that we're losing, whether it's medical freedoms or fill in the blank, all these things that we're willing to give up in the name of safety, food safety. I mean, if you want to drink raw milk, drink raw milk. I don't drink milk. I don't think milk is good for your body personally.
It's a myth.
I mean, I think your body rejects milk. You know how when you drink milk, you get that little phlegm in the back of your throat?
Yes.
That little thickness? That's your body rejecting it. That's an element of your body rejecting that. So to me, I don't like milk anyway. I don't like the flavor of milk, but I'm weird that way. And I got strong
That's why
bones.
everyone's lactose intolerance. I mean, as a child, you drink it as a child, but as you get older, your body's telling you, no, don't drink this.
Do not take anything Party Foul Steve says as scientific fact, okay?
There's no scientific fact. It's just a natural thing. That's just me. That's just life. That's living life.
Just put an asterisk by everything we say. Please, you guys throw something up in the chat. I don't care. Just throw up in the chat. I don't care what you do, an American flag. Just let me know.
Throw up in the chat.
Just throw up in the chat. Put the puke emoji. I don't care. It's just you kicking back the milk. Some people like the milk. Some people don't like the milk. I just can't. And if I do, I'm one of those weird people that you got to give me the skim milk at least. I like, you're drinking 2% because you think you're fat because you're not.
I
put half and half in my
coffee. If I'm drinking a glass of, if I'm having milk, it's whole milk.
Yeah.
I'm going all the way. It's either none but I don't drink a lot.
It'll
sit in our fridge and go bad.
I've never drink a glass of milk. Never in my life, 52 years of age, and this whole milk, it does the body good. I see what you're saying, but they've never told us the truth ever about nutrition in this country.
And they've never told us why milk does the body good. I mean, they said
because
it's good for your bones,
it makes the milk farmers
calcium.
money.
But yeah, I feel like here's a nostalgic thing. The Got Milk ad was just a bunch of baloney.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but but I do appreciate the fact that, I'm just going to talk about the white mustache. Like, I've had that, but it ain't from milk. The thing that it's from, I have a past. And you know what? I've been redeemed from that. And you know what? Just
Mom,
and just to
ears.
You know what? And just to be clear, I don't know if you guys know this or not, just as an evidence of me cleaning up my life from years ago, I was in the Oval Office last Thursday. People don't know that because I don't tell them. It's a secret.
What day was it again?
It was last Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Last Thursday.
But remember when they wanted you to have like a dozen or 15 or 16 servings of bread? Remember the food pyramid? They wanted you to eat all this bread all day long. I was like, well, come on. No, the bread in America ain't good. Our nutritional guidelines, under the Biden administration, this stuff, some of these regulations, every time they do something, it's 300 pages long. When I was at the Oval Office last week, I had a brief little meeting with RFK Jr. and Secretary Kennedy said, I want to get that down to 3 pages. Like, I want that nutritional guide to be down to like 3 pages. So they're injecting the chicken. Chickens are already, as I've already said, they're rats with a good reputation. They're nasty animals, but I do love a yard bird. I do love the preacher bird. Give me some party fowl. Okay,
I like
different
some party
spellings.
fowl chicken.
Yeah. But, you drink the milk straight out of the udder. Let's get back to nature, baby. Come on.
Hey, there was a magazine that went to my grandmother's house when I was a kid. It's the Reader's Digest, and there would be articles in there, different things about different. And I can remember reading one about sugar.
Yeah.
And about how horrible it was. And I stopped drinking sweet tea. I got off sugar, sweets, everything at a very young age.
Yeah.
I have a little bit every now and then, but not like I got to have dessert all the time.
Yeah, I'm not a sweet person. Not sweets.
Oh, I love sweets. It's interesting because if you've ever traveled out of the country, like I went to Italy for the first time last summer, and they just eat raw stuff. Like, they cook raw stuff. They go out in the farm and they kill a chicken and they eat it. Like, there's not as many FDA regulations on their food, if any. It's just pure ingredients, raw ingredients. And I don't understand where we went wrong in our country to where we had to inject chickens with hormones and antibiotics and preservatives in our food. Just give us the raw stuff.
They're growing out fryer chickens in 6 weeks. From the time they hit the thing, 6 weeks later, they're cutting up chicken.
Yeah. Pull that mic a little bit closer to you, Steve. I want you to.
Right up in my mouth.
Steve is so
But,
laid back.
you know, in other countries, the portion control, we don't have portion control here. Our portions are 3 or 4 times what other countries are.
And Steve is a plate cleaner.
Me too.
Yes, I am. That's my parents' fault.
See, I'm fat for other reasons. I don't believe in the plate cleaning. I believe you get what you want. And like, if you get full, I think you should eat to 80% of fullness and then let your body talk to you. Give it a minute. But Steve's a plate cleaner. If it's in front of him, it's gone.
That's why I have to limit what I put on my plate.
Yeah. I'm like, eat what you want to eat, but eat the amount you should eat, and then don't give in to the peer pressure on all that deal. But again, speaking of palatable things, I want to remind you guys about my friends over at Magic Mind. They got the new gummies out there, and we got a little off the rails yesterday. It wasn't the gummies' fault. It was just me being stupid. And we're going to get off rails a little bit today as well. The ages 8 to 12, you can take 1 gummy. Ages 13 to 17, you can take 2 gummies. Ages 17 and over, you can take 3 gummies. This thing's got your C, your D, your B, all the vitamins in there. It's got the ashwagandha, lion's mane, all kind of cool stuff in there. But it gives you that calm energy without the caffeine. If you go to magicmind.com/ChadGM, you'll get the gummy. You'll get the gummy. If you go to Chad GM, this will not be what pulls up. That's the those. I take those. I take the gummy in the morning, or the green shot is basically the same thing. Or at night, I can't live without the purple gummy. So I mean the purple, and you can't see me because of the full screen. But it's I take the purple nighttime formula. They don't have the nighttime gummy yet, but the purple drink. Magic Mind, but head over to, and you can hit that QR code. It'll take you over to the gummies as well. If you're watching, if you want to hold your phone up and hit the little button, don't do it now. Do it on the replay. Magicmind.com/ChadGM. This is magical stuff, but I will never go to bed without this stuff. I accidentally fell asleep and didn't take one last night. I woke up. But speaking of people trying to make themselves palatable, an interesting thing is going on with a communist by the name of Gavin Newsom. Now, Gavin Newsom is a clown. We know that he is a little Xi Jinping. I think he's got aspirations for the White House. He has started a podcast because that's what the governor of California needs to be doing. Well, the reason he started a podcast, they'll never tell you this, is because he's angling for the White House in 2028. He wants to be the candidate for the Democrat Party, and I think he probably will be. He's got some things working against him, though. He's white and he's male. And Gavin Newsom, he says it ain't that big of a deal. Charlie Kirk sat down with Gavin Newsom. Newsom said he wants to talk to people on opposing sides, so he had Charlie Kirk in, and he asked him about women's sports. This is what he had to say.
So like, you right now should come out and be like, you know what? The young man who's about to win the state championship in the long jump in female sports, right. that shouldn't happen. You as the governor should step out say no.
No, and I appreciate
but like, would you do something like that? Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that.
Okay.
So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that. There's also a humility and a grace. That these poor people are more likely to commit suicide, have anxiety, and depression.
These poor people?
And the way that people talk down to vulnerable communities is an issue that I have a hard time with as well. So both things I can hold in my hand. How can we address this issue with the kind of decency that I think is inherent in you, but not always expressed?
Every time these people open their mouth, I want to go off. And good on Charlie for asking that. Good on Charlie for pushing back on that. I see people all the time who are talking about Charlie Kirk is a grifter. DC Drano is a grifter. Chad Prather's a grifter. Graham Allen's a grifter. I've decided that mostly all of these talking heads out there, the only people that you call grifters are just simply people that are doing better than you, okay? Charlie Kirk at least put it back in his face and said, you as the governor ought to call this out. To say vulnerable people or people that are more likely to commit suicide, okay. If they're more likely to commit suicide and they're vulnerable, you protect them. You don't further expose them, because the grift is the guy that puts on a one-piece women's swimsuit and gets in the pool with a bunch of girls and beats the hell out of them. That's the grift. That's the grift.
Yeah. And, Patrick Bateman can sit there in his tight jeans and expensive boots in his expensive studio and say all these things, and his constituents and liberals that are like, all hail Newsom, will agree with him. But the fact of the matter is let's ask the question of why they're more likely to commit suicide. Maybe it's because of all the drugs and hormones that you're pumping into their bodies that aren't supposed to be there.
Yeah. So when he says, I can hold both of these things in my hand, why are you holding this thing in your hand? Why are you holding this thing in your hand when you know that it is hurting people? Like, this identity issue, this confusion, this dysphoria is hurting people. And see, he's trying, by sitting down with the likes of Charlie Kirk and having these podcasts, he's trying to be more palatable. But you can't do that. You got to listen closely to what these people say. You really have to listen.
He never said no men in women's sports. Never said it.
No.
He said something about the fairness.
Fairness.
Yeah.
And he says, I can see that. And I can hold both of these things in my hands, because you have these vulnerable people. And, okay, so what he's engaging in is what we like to call toxic empathy, because I feel sorry for these people, but in feeling sorry for them, I'm actually being more poisonous for them. I'm not giving them help. If it's a mental health issue, call it a mental health issue. And let's get them the help that they need. If a person's schizophrenic and hearing voices, we don't say, okay, well, they're just a vulnerable person that's more likely to commit suicide. We say, these are people that we need to reach out to and help, because this is a health crisis.
Yes.
This is a mental crisis.
Mental health is a crisis
right now. And let me prove it to you. Go ahead, Steve.
I'm just thinking that, we have the Special Olympics. Why can't we have the Special Olympics? So you can have trans athletes compete.
Yes, I've said that too. It's like, if you really want to play sports, then create your own division, create your own league.
Yeah. And I just want to ask you, as we go to this, why are their legs crossed like that? Why are they sitting like?
As I uncross mine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm man spreading right here. I mean, why is his legs? Okay, enough of that. But I will say, to prove to you guys that Gavin Newsom is trying to pander a little bit, this is what he had to say about his 13-year-old son wanting to meet Charlie Kirk. So let's play this clip and listen close.
Last night, trying to put my son to bed, he's like, no, Dad, what time? What time's Charlie going to be here? What time? And I'm like, dude, you're in school tomorrow. He's 13. He's like, no, this morning, wakes up at 6 something. He's like, I'm coming. I'm like, he literally would not leave the house.
Did you let him take off school?
No, he did. Of course not. He's not here for a good reason. But the point is,
you canceled school for like 2 years. One day.
The point is the point, which is you are making a damn dent.
Thank you. I'm kidding.
When you go to these college campuses, I love watching your TikTok, which is next level. And clearly, that's expressed by my 13-year-old son.
I want to meet this guy.
Yeah, I actually.
He's coming to a Turning Point event this summer, Tampa, Florida, Student Action Summit.
I actually am by the way, if
you should be concerned.
But actually, let me say, here is why I'm concerned, because you have expressed that I should be concerned as a Democrat.
Yeah.
That we're getting clobbered.
Okay. Yes.
That you've figured something out.
It's not me. The president first deserves the credit.
But why? No, hold on. You were at this before Trump was Trump.
I know, but
he was a Democrat back in 2011 and 12.
The president deserves huge credit. And I just have to say that as an obligatory thing, because without him, our movement would be small. And you can appreciate that in politics. You have to appreciate the person who is the catalyst.
For you, that's what you sort of attached an identity with.
It was also just the catalyst. It was a cultural moment that just opened us up.
So, Charlie, I've known Charlie. he endorsed that book right there. Charlie and I have done a lot of events together. We've spent time together. Charlie's a smart dude. I don't agree with Charlie on everything. That's fine. Charlie don't agree with me on everything. I guarantee even the stuff I disagree with Charlie on, he could still explain it better than me. But Charlie's a smart dude. And kudos to him, I guess, for going in and sitting down with Gavin Newsom. Like I wouldn't give Gavin Newsom a platform, but I guess kudos to Gavin Newsom for giving Charlie a platform. But the thing I like about it is Charlie pushes back. He says, "Okay, you kept California kids out of school for 2 years under this COVID crap. Why can't your kid miss one day of school, right?" Mm-hmm. So. Don't forget, this is the guy right here, Governor Greaseball, who was caught in French Laundry eating, $700 plate meals with his friends while everybody else was locked away and, sequestered in their own homes. So, good on Charlie for pushing it back. And at least he admits that Charlie has, really kind of owned the conversation when he says, "I enjoy your TikToks." Well, the reason that Charlie has been so successful is because, as we talked about this morning, common sense and logic and critical thinking, it's pretty entertaining. It shouldn't be, but it's pretty entertaining when you're putting it up against brain-dead people. So when he's putting out these clips of just basically owning these college students that want to come out there and combat him with vitriol and hate and anger, Charlie owns them, and he handles them quite well. So
he's always very respectful.
Yeah.
He never makes an idiot of himself.
I've been in the room with Charlie Kirk probably, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen times, and I never spoke a word because I just, anything he says just common sense that just makes me sound stupid.
Did you sit with your legs crossed like that?
Yeah, I opened them up a little bit.
Well, what I find interesting is Gavin Newsom's son is such a big fan of Charlie. Like, I mean, it's very expected. I mean, who doesn't love Charlie if you're a conservative? But Gavin Newsom is, like you said earlier, a communist, and he's son
a communist.
Loves Charlie Kirk. I mean, what does that say about his view of his dad?
Yeah, he was. It'd be funny if Charlie actually has him at the TPUSA event. Okay, so today the Congress voted. 10 Democrats actually joined the Republicans to vote to censure Representative from Texas Al Green for his outburst and his ongoing protest at the president's address to the joint body of Congress. Here's the vote according to Mike Johnson. Play the clip.
Is that he will call Congressman Green to the well. Oh, there we go. Let's listen in.
To answering present. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. The House will come to order. The House will come to order. Shh. Will Representative Green present himself to the well?
You had to shush him.
You had to do that the other night, too.
By its adoption of House Resolution 189, the House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured, that Representative Al Green forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and that Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker.
Now they're going to start singing "We Shall Overcome."
Because this is a race. It's not a behavioral thing.
Does this complete the 48-hour news cycle?
The House will come to order. The House will come to order.
Yeah, so now they're going to sing "We Shall Overcome." To your point, Steve, will that end the 48-hour news cycle? I mean, there ought to be at least a little tarring and feathering, maybe putting somebody in the stocks for a little while. Just a little bit of punishment or something, lock the doors, take away his, I don't know.
Yeah, what does that mean? Are they going to just suspend him temporarily and be
No, it's not even that. I mean, it's a slap on the wrist. It's a parliamentary procedure that is pretty much just put demerits on his account. It is a vote of humiliation on the part of that body that basically says you behaved unbecoming to your office and to your seat.
So they're making an example of him.
Well,
but it's a badge of honor for him.
Well, it is, because, again, these people love to be victimized. If you can put a stamp of authenticity on your victimhood, all the better. Now, they're going to say this again, as we said this morning, Robert's rules of order is Robert's rules of racism. They immediately, as Latifah, whatever her name was, came out and said that they were trying, in her, again, preacher voice, trying to say that this was all an act of racism. No, the guy literally broke the rules. When you break the rules, that's the funny thing about numbers and statistics and rules and, empirical evidence, things like that. It doesn't matter. Those things don't care about the color of your skin, but that doesn't matter. You're not going to let a good crisis go to waste, Freudian, whenever you have an opportunity to play the race card. Jasmine Crockett, our hypocrite du jour, and apparently it's every day these days. She came out.
Oh my God.
And she says that this is what Trump's trying to do. Play the clip.
And as they have decided to go after immigrants and these and things like that, and they've said, oh, they taking your black jobs. They taking your black jobs. Not really. They are obviously jobs that they want us to go back to, such as work in the fields, all right? Those immigrants that come into our country, they work the fields, something that we ain't done in a long time. And clearly, he is trying to make us go back to the fields. And as they have...
Yeah, Trump.
That was racist in itself.
I know.
Every time they open their mouth, it's racist. DDD,
She's so
MMM,
pretty, though.
Like,
for being so stupid. She's so pretty.
her freaking eyelashes look like you're about to make her eyeballs just fall out of her head because they're so heavy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
This whole race card thing, like, everybody's sick of it. Everybody is sick of hearing the cry of racism whenever something doesn't go their way. Listen, Al Green was reprimanded because of his behavior.
Yeah.
Okay? Not because he's black. And you, Miss Thang, that you think your ish don't stank. Well, you ish just like everybody else, and it still stinks. You are the person that went on CNN and declared racism against people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and said that you had to work 10 times as hard as everybody else because they're white and I'm black. Quit it. Just stop talking about it.
Yeah. Well, again, Madam Congresswoman, it was Republicans that set the slaves free. It was Democrats that wanted to make sure they remain in chains. It was Democrats that enacted Jim Crow. It was Democrats that founded the KKK post-Civil War. It was Democrats who wanted to abuse the system. As Lyndon Johnson said, if we pass this bill, we will have the N-words voting Democrat for the next 100 years. So you want to keep people on the plantation, proverbially. That's not working out very well. It's not working out so good.
Todd said, never do that impression again. You sounded just like her.
Yeah. Well, I want to go back to, if you missed the opening monologue, when you get a chance when we're done, go back and listen to it. This woman went to an elite private school that tuition was, she was born in St. Louis, Missouri. She went to a school that was $35,000 a year. Then she went to the Rhodes College, which was $55,000 a year. Then she said she wanted to be an anesthesiologist. And nope, she said that she was subject to so many racist hate things that, she had to employ the Johnny Cochran's firm. Nope, none of that happened. There's no evidence that any of that ever happened. She went to law school down in Houston. She represents Dallas, and she's got a net worth of $9 million, guys.
Sounds so
I don't understand. I don't understand. We shall overcome.
Again, this is the woman that said she had to work 10 times harder than all the white representatives and white people in Congress and in the Senate. But no.
Sure. Well, and here's the thing. When they get her voted out of Congress, they'll give her a job on MSNBC if it still exists, paying her $20 million a year.
Lord.
But I want you guys to put on turn your hearing aids up just for a second, because I want you guys to listen to this and see if you hear something that's a little bit different. Play this clip. This is Jasmine Crockett.
First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. No one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. Oh. But what I've always decided is that I would step up when there was a need.
Listen, he up there, he's spewing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't, you know.
But when she called me and said, I think it's time for me to retire, and you're the one that I believe should take my seat, I really was kind of caught off guard. I didn't anticipate that. If anyone knows,
How many times have we seen that happen?
She went to the school of Kamala Harris Linguistics School or whatever it is.
Well, if you remember back during the election and last year, there were a lot of folks that emerged, particularly protesters and people that, with the college campus stuff that was going on. There were a lot of black protesters and that got the microphone in their face, and a lot of things were unearthed where they were speaking quite intelligently, quite dignified, quite humble, and eloquently, if you will. And then suddenly something changed, grew out their afro and decided to become, whatever.
Speaking of Ebonics?
Yeah, and I'm like, this is a marked difference. So why would you do that unless, this is what a grift looks like. When you become something that you're not.
Yes.
I have people all the time who want me to be different, but I can only be me.
I'm different.
But
they just like us.
To a little bit, I can understand, Chad, when you go back home and you're home a few days around your family in Georgia, your accent shifts back to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When I'm at home with my parents, my dad's all, and maybe drinking a little too much and it just starts slipping out. But again, the girl's missing her pounds of eyelashes, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I ain't gonna listen to this BS. Oh my God."
I grew up in Georgia. I grew up in the woods. I grew up with country folks. My cousins, my grandparents, they dropped their R's bad. We still talk about my grandmother, for the last, however, 10 years of her life, she always talked about her trip to Hawaii. She referred to it as Hawaii. That was,
Tony Schwergens.
We got wash rags and, all this kind of stuff. People say, well, your accent's not like, I said, well, all you got to do is hear yourself recorded a few times. And over the last 30 years, I've worked to sort of mute the accent. Otherwise, it would be unintelligible for many of you. So, yeah, I get back there and get around home, and there's a lot of that. That comes back to the surface. So.
Oh yeah, little Bama girl, it comes out sometimes.
But I'm not doing a cringe video. I'll do stuff. Look, I do comedy for a living. We get to have fun and act silly for a living. But if I am in if I'm in Congress, I'm not gonna be putting out a choose your fighter video like they just did, and we talked about it this morning. This is the most cringe-worthy thing in the world right here.
So cringe.
We're like, look at these.
You got to tell me who you would choose, though, out of all of them.
None of them, because they're so uncoordinated.
Watch this one right here. Oh, yeah. What are you riding, honey? Look at that. Her arms.
They can't even stand to just bounce. Like, what are you doing?
That's who I'd choose right there. Susie Lee?
No, I take AOC.
With a last name like Lee? Like Bruce Lee?
And that one's got wings.
Come on, you should know Kung Fu, lady.
This one, not this one, the next one. Watch this pose. Bam, there it is. When you got the right foot out with the left foot. With the right foot and the right hand out at the same time. You ain't ready to fight.
Have you seen the one where they've kind of redone it? It looks like they're blocking it. It looks like a porn.
No.
Yeah. Don't go look it up.
If you want us to see things, you have to share it.
Nope, I can't share that.
All right, but don't put it out there.
As constituents, are they looking at this and going like, "Oh my God, this is the cutest thing ever"? Because Democrats or Republicans, if anybody did this, I would be like, "This is the cringiest thing I've ever seen." These old ladies trying to bounce and look, like they have agility in a boxing ring. Absolutely not. Get out of here.
So I'm going to change gears. This isn't in the notes, but I want to change gears because I created something at 3 o'clock in the morning. The other day, Party Foul Steve gave me a good redneck solution as a crime scene investigator, as a super sleuth, as a redneck Columbo, if you will, of solving Gene Hackman's death and his wife and the dog. So I created CSI Party Foul Steve here. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. I think we need to start doing a little Party Foul CSI.
That's funny.
And I was like, that kind of looks like a little, look at you. We got your little magnifying glass in front of you. Party Foul Steve with the hair. He's ready to solve some crime. And so I was reading the story, a historical deal of the escape from Alcatraz. You know, Alcatraz, of course, is that island penitentiary, now defunct. It has been a part of movie lore and history out there in the San Francisco Bay. I haven't been to it, but I've been on a boat around it. Trust me, it's cold. The waters are cold. And I was thinking about that escape from Alcatraz, how those guys did it when they made the head out of soap and wax and whatever stuff they had. And then they used human hair from the barbershop to fool the night guards. Steve, do you think you could have? And they never found the 3 guys that got out. They don't know if they got eaten by sharks. They made floaties too. Yeah.
They made a raft out of 100 and something raincoats.
Yeah.
Like
you think
literally
you done
like
it?
a blow up raft. Could I have done it? Not at this age, but at 30 years old? Probably so. You're looking, it's like 1.5 miles from the Alcatraz to the land, 60-degree water. Yeah, I could swim. When I was 30, I could swim 1.5 miles.
You could not swim 1.5 miles in the current.
It's a 45. No, they do have you ever heard of it's the Alcatraz triathlon, I think it is, but they swim that every year. People do it all the time.
Aren't there sharks out there?
No. There's sharks every ocean. It's not like extra sharks just there.
Isn't that the bay, though?
Yeah. You can swim to the.
It's technically
you can swim across the bay.
Yeah.
People swim it all the time.
Bro. And I've been out there in that bay and seen those whales. I mean, you get out on that boat, there's some big whales out there. Not that the whales are going to bother you, but you think I couldn't swim 1.5 miles in still
it's not
water,
that many.
dude.
How many shark attacks happen in the San Francisco Bay? I bet there's like one every 10 years, if that.
I don't know.
You could swim that. You just and it's at nighttime. You're gonna swim to the nearest light.
No, what happened?
Okay, if you had a raft, even if your raft didn't make it but halfway, it's a 1/2 mile.
Yeah, 2 days later, I'd wash up in San Diego in La Jolla.
No, they ain't found no bodies.
Yeah,
it's not a single. They hadn't found any bodies.
So you think they made it?
I think 1 out of 3 at least. One of them, at least one of them made it.
I feel you. I feel you.
They found a raft washed up.
Speaking of getting lost in a body of water, the OnlyFans model that slept with all those dudes, all those guys, that little stunt of sleeping with 1,000 dudes, it got her a new Ferrari. She was posting about that deal. So apparently it paid off. This is disgusting, but now she's going after older men.
Oh, great.
This don't, and I say this as a cautionary tale, folks, to remind you that your kids are getting exposed to this on places like TikTok. Be aware that this stuff is out there. This is disgusting. It's gross. Yeah.
It's degenerate.
It's degenerate. This is how vile our society is. Western society has become.
It's
but
like
now
she's trying to one up herself. You know, she slept with 100 guys. Now she's like, what can I do next? Oh, let me sleep with 100 geezers. Like,
let me go find some.
Think about it. You got these 80-something-year-old men. That's a service to the community right there.
Is it though? So basically, she's going to the old folks' home.
Man, I used to work for this old guy offshore on a drilling rig, and he's close to 80. And I asked him, I said, I was young, and I said, how old are you when you stop wanting to have sex? And he said, you'll have to ask somebody a whole lot older than me.
Wow. I mean, it's not that the desire goes away, I don't guess, but maybe the physiological
Men can still have babies when they're 80, right?
I mean, Pablo Picasso did. So, but I don't. I think this is for pleasure only. And they do say that the biggest place for STDs is the nursing home. I was visiting someone at the nursing home, I guess 2 years ago, and this lady came up and told me to come visit her in room 403.
What?
Yeah, I got there. She wasn't there.
I've heard that from nursing home workers having to make sure people stay in their own beds because they like to bed hop.
People keep asking, isn't she pregnant? No, that's the other one. There are two of these girls, unfortunately.
Yeah.
One is the one that tried to sleep with 1,000 men. This is the one that did 100 men, and they did a documentary about it.
Oh, that's the one? So there's two.
There's
two.
two.
See, Maggie Moo knows the popular culture. I don't know these things. I didn't know. I just figured it was the same hoe.
This one's Lily James. I don't know the other one's name.
The other one is Billy Blue.
They look the same. They
Do
literally
they?
look the same.
See, the other one's name is Billy Blue. Billy Blue is the one that did the 1,057 guys and got a blue Ferrari out of it. So anyway.
Cool. Well, see, she ain't got to do nothing except lay there. I mean, you think about it, dude if he had to lay with 1,000 women, that's a lot of work.
Bro. Bro. Anyway, Party Foul Steve with the CSI. You know what? You could do some forensic testing in that.
No thanks. I'm good.
No, that's we got to come back to reality. We need some smelling salts. Play. Let's just get silly for a second. Look, what this person here. I don't follow these people. Play this clip from Instagram. I sent it over. This is me in the middle of the night, just floating through this. This woman's going to sniff some smelling salts. Just turn the
smelling
volume up.
salts. I've been seeing this all over TikTok. I'm excited to try it. I am jazzed about this. I feel like this is gonna be a good time. So I'm getting ready to go work out. It says shake it. All right.
Are those
here we go.
pass out?
Watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a big whiff.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be a little pansy about it.
That's what it'll do. It burns all the way back.
They say it's like a punch to your brain.
It is. It's like you ever get brain freeze? It's that times 100.
Oh my gosh, she did the smelling salts and she's basically throwing up.
Yeah, those are meant to wake you up if you pass out from the strenuous movements, like doing deadlifts or squats at the gym, honey.
Her reaction was classic.
Now she's about to go throw up and be like, I don't want to go to the gym anymore.
You start crying.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No. That's like, why are people so dumb? This is what I was talking about this morning when common sense is dead. People do these dumb things for virality. You know what? Listen, if you want to get offended at me, I don't care. It's the weekend, and I watch this. Party Foul Steve, you got to see this.
Uh-oh. You think there's a reel I haven't seen? Oh, wait, I haven't.
Hey, why are you laughing?
That's what you get for eating my snacks.
Oh.
What? What?
Oh, they spent so much.
I lost it. All right, I can't hear Chad.
Wait, Chad, I can't hear you.
We can hear now.
Oh. Wait, I can't hear him.
Chad, you're muted.
Am I muted?
There you go. Wait.
Yeah. You can't check your mic, plug it in.
Yeah, check the cable on the mic.
Oh, well. There it goes.
There we
Right
go.
there.
There.
I laughed so hard I pulled the cable out.
The freaking turnarounds in their suits, and they're like,
The funniest
You can't
part
get
to
out
me-
of it either.
I know.
And you guys, you probably couldn't hear me laughing, and that's a good thing. I'm dying over here. When they do that, the funniest part to me is when they turn around to see who did it.
they're like the whole body just goes.
Listen, this is like extreme Dutch oven. This is like Dutch oven Supermax.
It is. It's inflatable Dutch oven.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Now everyone Google Dutch oven.
Oh man. Let me just give you one more. This one's gross. This is the kind of stuff we can't do when Royce is on the show. So listen to this. Listen to this. This girl, back it up to the beginning. This girl, she's going to make a fake. She's going to give her stool sample to the doctor, and her boyfriend's coming to get in the car. So she basically put Nutella on some pickles and put it and it's going to make some poop samples.
Okay. Oh no, that's
so I have the poop
those
made,
are fake turds.
And then to top it off, I am about to spray it with fart spray.
That's so much.
You punish yourself. I mean, you punish yourself by doing this.
I
but
gagged
watch your
for
boyfriend. Watch your boyfriend. Watch this.
Come on, I gotta go. I gotta get to my appointment. Babe, here, hold this. Babe, hold this.
What is that?
It's my poop sample. Babe, come on, I have to go. I have an appointment. Close the door.
Time out, please. What do you mean by poop sample?
My doctor needed a poop sample, but it's got to be warm when I get it there.
What do you want me to do with
Hold it?
Rose took your pants off and pooped in your car.
Yes, I have to get it there warm. Come on, I have 10 minutes to be there. Come
Where did you wipe your butt at?
Come on.
Did you have poop in your panties? Just give me a second. No, I can't.
Come on. All right, so I'm gonna make some.
You know what? The chat has stopped.
They're all dying laughing. That's
the
why.
The chat has stopped. Oh, click like. I know.
I'm proud of you. I was gagging. I started gagging every time I'm a sympathetic puker. I see somebody else hear it, smell it. I'm puking too.
Steve is a sympathetic puker. That's true love, man, because he was doing all he could to try to take that little bucket from her.
He really was.
He kept getting in there trying to help her, man.
He really
That's
was.
real love.
I know you guys like your time on the toto, as my dad likes to call it.
Yes.
But I know that nobody wants to touch it or handle it. He was in there pulling his sleeves down, being like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
He said, "What you mean?" He said, "What you mean, poop sample?"
He said, "I gotta get it there warm.
It's gotta be warm."
You got poop in your panties.
People are gonna hate me, but can we pull back up just a second of whenever they squirt that deal in that suit and those people turn around, the look on their face, and it's like the costume looked shocked. Like the costume looked shocked. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh! Can we pull that clip back up? If we don't have it, don't worry about it. Ooh, that was energetic right there. This one.
That was a real one.
What? He said they're trying to beat it out of the suit.
You can't get out of there. What is this? Oh man! All right, that's enough. I'm sorry.
You got to get zipped in and zipped out of those things. There's no escape.
I needed to laugh, and that was good for me right there. Oh boy.
Man,
howdy.
I feel like tonight I should just pull a bunch of funny videos and
there were
react
people,
to them.
listen, my algorithm hates me, right? I'm sitting there in the middle of the night and I'm dying laughing, just laying there crying. The dogs are looking at me like I'm an idiot. And then I show it to them and they don't appreciate my humor. And there are people who are like this morning talking about, this is Graham's show. Don't you forget it. Listen, I am what I am. I can't help myself. I got a juvenile sense of humor. Whoo, boy, that was fun. That was fun.
I think sometimes we just need to laugh. I mean, with everything going on in the world, I want to cut up and I want to laugh and I want to have a good time. Life's too short.
Anytime you want to show fart and poo videos, I will volunteer as tribute because I find that stuff very funny.
Well, the funny part to me was when they turn around and the costume was shocked too. The costume didn't like it. Oh, man, I love you guys. Click like, click share. Go to where podcasts are offered. Give us a rating and review. Listen to it. I looked. Dear America was ranked 42 today in news commentary. This show was ranked, I think, 46. So let's get it up in the 20s. Let's get it up in the 20s.
So go everywhere audio podcasts are at. Look up the Chad Prather Show. Give it 5 stars. Leave a review.
Yeah, and I always encourage people, go over to Apple Podcast if you can. Go to Spotify, but just listen to the show. We need those audio numbers. It helps us. It helps us to be relevant and also to be profitable. We like this to be a for-profit business. People say, you bunch of grifters. We actually work really hard. We really work hard to have this much fun. It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of practice to be this spontaneous. So we could not do it without the audience. So thank you so much. Oh, man. Megan, what's going on with you, girl? You got a show tonight?
I do. At 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 Eastern on the subject. You can watch it on Dear America, or it helps me more if you come to my channel, which is Megimu32, MEGIMU32.
Yeah, we do encourage people to go to the individual channels of the host and get engaged in the chat there. We put it over on the Dear America Network as well, so that it will get some more numbers. We just want it everywhere. So support Megan. Thank you, girl.
Thank
you. Follow her at MeggieMoo32.
Everywhere.
We get any super chats?
Yeah, we
thought
can.
I saw a
think
couple.
we did. Yes.
We had a couple
super
of
chats. Even if it's 99 cents, let's do a 99-cent special.
Oh, Lord. That's super chats. Chad, you literally crack me up. You literally crack me up daily. Find myself constantly laughing out loud right by myself. Thank you, K. Jones 49.
That's awesome.
That's sweet.
That's fun. The sunshine, when you process your milk, your body has evolved to process the lactose. Lactose intolerance is your body going back to factory settings. Yeah. My body's so far beyond the factory at this point. Simply Kaibull, Gavin Newsom just basically said that men and women's sports have a mental issue due to them committing suicide. That's exactly right. I mean, when he said it's unfair, that should have been the end of the story, right?
Yeah.
When he said there's a fairness issue.
Unfair.
You're going to throw women under the bus, girls under the bus, and say, well, we got to be careful with these vulnerable groups, even though it's unfair to women. No. You know who's vulnerable? Women. Women are vulnerable. In the right circumstance and situation, women are vulnerable. Why are we making them more vulnerable? Anyway. All right. Not woke. Great episode. Party Foul CSI. Why not? Look at that. Look at that logo. I'd love to say like I sat there and created that, but AI sometimes can be a beautiful thing. Isn't that fun?
That's nice.
We need that on a hat.
He's wearing my shirt too. It looks like I'm wearing the jacket, the detective jacket.
Yeah. Like that, dude. Like that. Thanks, not woke. Boy. I feel like I've been drinking milk. Shelby 83, all the smiley faces. Thank y'all for helping me get through the workday laughing, man. Thank you for letting me laugh. I was wondering, like I told him, I said, let's pull these videos just in case we want to show them. I was like, I may not even laugh at them again. It might have just been the middle of the night, but nope. It was still funny. It was still dadgum funny. My moose, like paying a hooker for a good time, but for laughs. I'll go repent now. Thanks for a great laugh. Thank you, girl. Feels good in the moment. Feels good in the moment. My mother will call me later on and be like, well, what was that? What were those videos all about?
Where's Biscuit?
Boys being boys.
No dogs are here. I'm traveling tomorrow, so the dogs are at camp. They're having fun with other family. So look at your baby.
Oh, is that a raccoon?
He does look like a raccoon, and I love it.
He does.
That looks like little Toto right there. What is that? A little Cairn Terrier?
He's a Yorkie poo.
Oh, it's a Yorkie poo.
Yorkie poo.
His name's Brady.
He looks like a little Cairn Terrier. Hold him up there again.
Come here.
Yeah, cute. Don't show me a dog. I want it. Oh, it's a cuteness overload. Uh-huh.
You give me a hug.
Dude,
Give me a hug.
There was a video, Party Foul Steve. Seeing a little thing reminds me, there was a little person in one of those little costumes, little dinosaur costume, and his little Mexican guy, and the dude fed a fake rubber snake in the thing with him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that dude, he was doing all he could to come out of that deal.
Yeah.
All right. Party Foul Steve. People can follow you at Party Foul Steve. And
everywhere on all the things, it's at Party Foul Steve. It's not hard to track me down. You can even Google search me. You can find me.
You're on Google?
Of weird stuff.
At some point in time, I want the three of us to add Hot Seat Todd, and one evening just jump on my channel and let's do an off the rails.
Yes.
Nothing but funny reels and clips. We'll advertise it for a few weeks, and then we'll collect a ton of them, and we'll just have a laugh marathon.
Yes.
I'd love to hear in the chat if you guys would be interested in that level of silliness, but I think it would be.
We can do it on
now. I want to hear what you
nights.
I would like Chad to hear what he just said, and he's always getting on to me for sitting over in the corner laughing at reels. Because I'll sit by myself and laugh out loud. That's like
I want to do it. I think we need to laugh. We'll do an after hours deal. We'll put a little disclaimer on it and say we're not responsible here, and then we'll just put it on the socials and see what happens. We'll do a little Rumble special. How about that?
Good for the soul. Good for the soul.
Yeah, it is good, dude. It's good, and just waste a little time. We'll pop a little popcorn and see if we choke on it from laughing. So
maybe have a little margarita.
Yeah, let's plan that out. I think
jalapeno margarita.
We will collect some reels, and we won't go crazy with grossness, but we will collect some reels that are guaranteed to make you laugh. I think that'd be a good time, and we'll just laugh together. That'd be fun. Oh man, Mimi1819 said you guys actually stirred up my asthma. I laughed so hard. Oh, I love you, girl. Go get that inhaler. Tarzan Cowboy had to show my partner why I was laughing because he thought I was choking because my face was red and I couldn't breathe. So thanks, Chad. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Don't choke. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Go to watchchad.com where all the fun stuff is. Find me out on the road having some fun. We're going to be kicking off that new tour in Springfield, Missouri. Got a lot of other dates that are coming up. And I'm doing a thing with the Beef Association, I think it is, over in Ordway, Colorado later on this month. So you might be able to find some information on that. It'd be a good time to go talk about what they are doing with our beef in this country. They've asked me to come in there and be a keynote. And believe it or not, I do know something on these topics, contrary to what the rest of you may think about my silliness. But in the meantime, please listen to where podcasts are offered. Like, share, do all the things. It helps us so much. We appreciate you. Check out magicmind.com/ChadGM. Get the gummies. Definitely go over there and you can use Chad 25 as a promo code and save 25% as well, Chad25. But if you're having trouble sleep at night, try the purple. It's the nighttime formula. And I am taking this contact lens out. I don't need it anymore. And now I'm really blind. And then, of course, our friends at patriotmobile.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. I love you guys so much. Thanks to everybody behind the scenes that makes the show happen. And thank you, folks, to the family. I'll put out a Chad's Church for you guys that'll come out tomorrow. Little 15-minute, 20-minute little devotional deal here, and it'll be full of repentance, guaranteed. So you take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you before Monday morning on the Dear America Show, check out Hot Seat Todd as well as Meggie Moo and all the other programming on Dear America Media. We love you. God bless you. We will talk to you later. Bye.